Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Joachim, what about the three? Well, Joachim to the basket. Oh, it's jammed in by Brody.
It's into Kern, back to Nixon from half court, and he banks it in! And if that doesn't sum a half up, what does? Prentice Nixon from the halfway line for three. Sheffield dominating here in Leicester.
Holden, look at the drive inside. Nice pass into Joachim, couldn't get his hands on it. Joachim has to shoot. Joachim breaks the three!
Messio Chapman, not a lot of time, and they'll get it back with Sheffield, with Chapman, who's the man who's leading the assault. There's two more. Sunday afternoon at the Shark Tank. Welcome to Super League basketball action from Sheffield as they take on the Bristol Flyers at the Canon Medical Arena. It's third against fifth, but that section of the table is so tight, a win can move you up a few spots, which could be the case if Bristol were to win today. Shark come into this one off the back of a convincing display against Caledonia. Bristol led for more than 3 quarters against Cheshire and were finally edged out by a point, 95-94. Welcome from me, Bob Ballard, alongside former Sharks captain Mike Tuck. This is what we have for you among the games today. It's the Sharks against the Bristol Flyers. Sharks looking for back-to-back wins. They are third in the table right now. Try and put some pressure on with a new man in the helm and at the forefront of what they're going to do today, Mike.
The new man at the helm, Pharaoh Ali Hodgic, an experienced veteran. He's been around the league, London, Caledonia, Leicester. He's played in Europe, and what he brings to this team is his size, physicality, but also his leadership. You know, at his age, he's been around. He can show these guys a thing or two.
Brings a lot of height to the team as well, and also a great team ethic, and also some leadership qualities as well, which I know we'll see today. Let's look at the games that were on Friday. We're referring to the game at Newcastle in just a moment, but the game underway is Manchester 44, London 40. That would be a big surprise if it stays that way. And there is a 5:30 tip between the Cheshire Phoenix and the Surrey 89ers. The reason I mentioned Friday night is, although that scoreline doesn't look particularly impressive, well, it was a big win for Newcastle, 99-72. We had some record-breaking scores, and that record-breaking score was from Newcastle. And what a night it was for Rashawn Taylor. 51 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and his actual index, which we'll explain a bit more later on, was 48. An index of 48, which I've never ever seen before. Previous best score, 40 from Mike Hikaru and Paul Robinson in the modern era. And it was 39 before that from Prentice Nixon. Extraordinary stuff. How you get 51 in a game, I do not know. But he managed it, and Newcastle got a win they really needed as well, Mike.
They definitely did. The middle of the table is so tight right now. If you look at the Sharks and Bristol Flyers today, only 1 loss separates them, but that 3rd through 7th spot, only a handful of games. So as we head into this 3rd, 4th quarter of the season, every game counts.
Yeah, Lions are up by 2, but obviously at the moment they're losing, so it could get very tight in Cheshire play later on. Right, let's hear from the respective coaches in a moment. The team of Lions for the Sharks. But first, Andreas Kapoulis of the Bristol Flyers.
Coach, super tight table this season, that 3 through 7 spot, only a handful of wins and losses between those spots. Your group, ultra competitive this season. What's been driving your identity?
I think for us, we know it's a competitive league. Every night we've got to turn up. I think we have a great togetherness and some real tough guys with experience, and that has been very helpful for us in terms of our identity. Our captain, Orr McCormack, has been great in terms of all those little things off the court that make a big difference on the court.
Sharks have found some rhythm as of recent. What's your game plan today to match their energy?
They're coming from 2 wins back-to-back, one here at home, which was like really tense at the end. We've got to control the tempo. Connectivity on defense is got to be key. We've got to be the aggressor for 40 minutes.
Coach, super competitive league this season, obviously tight table, but 2 wins in a row for you guys. You got to be encouraged by the recent play.
Yeah, we got to get winning some games and then put some wins together, and this time of year to do it.
And Bristol coming in here, a dynamic team, exciting team, and tough, fast team. How do you attack them today?
Just got to stick to our principles. I think we've done a pretty good job against them this season, bar the first game, so we got to do what we do.
Right, let's look at a couple of the key players. There'll be plenty, but here's one who's making great waves this year. Top of the blocks, William Lee.
Yeah, William Lee continues to be that anchor for Sheffield on both ends of the floor. I mean, he's 4th in the league in rebounds per game, and he gives the Sharks a legitimate interior presence. I mean, he's just long, mobile, and so disruptive on the defensive end, but offensively incredibly efficient, shooting over 56% from the field, and he's got that ability to finish above the rim, but also stretch the floor out to help keep defenses honest. And I think that the most special thing about William Lee is his timing. Whether it's a shot blocking, contesting at the rim, or even finishing in transition, William Lee has got that energy.
Let's switch to the other side. A man who nearly got the Bristol Flyers over the line on Friday night, William Yoakum.
Yeah, William Yoakum has been a real problem across the league, but also for Sheffield this season. I mean, in their last meeting, he erupted for 21 points, 9 boards, 3 steals, and a block there. He's shooting 63%. I think my favorite thing about Yoakum is the way he attacks the paint with aggression. He uses his strength and his speed really well, and he can be very sneaky on the defensive end as well. Getting hands out, steals, and he's got the ability to really just push it really fast. So we saw him in the dunk competition a couple weeks ago, and there's another example why this guy is a flyer.
Do you think he's known as Dwight in the dressing room? There's the boss of the Bristol team, been around a long time. He's seen it all, pretty much done it all. Andreas Kapoulis, and here's his team and his starting 5.
Yeah, Coach Kapoulis, obviously, he is basketball in Bristol, and he's put together quite the team here today. Obviously, one of their newest signing, Cameron Christen, coming over from Cheshire from last season. He was a great midseason pickup from him. He's coming off the bench tonight.
So that's how Bristol will shape up for the bench for them. And, well, as you mentioned, there's a new man in the roster. He started with the Sharks' first game for them Friday night. Has he made the starting 5, or what has the Tiber Lions gone with for his starting 5 tonight?
Well, there's your answer. He's not in the starting lineup, but I think that's a good thing. He's a great spark to have off the bench. Ali Hodgic, obviously 11 points on Friday night against his former club, Caledonia. And like I touched on briefly in the intro, I think he brings that size and physicality, but the main thing he will bring to this team is leadership, and he'll be able to help guide the Sharks and some of the younger players along the way. So incredible midseason pickup for the Sharks.
How tough is it to slot straight into a team like that? I mean, he only joined earlier on in the week, didn't he? And he has to maybe have a couple of training sessions, then you got a road trip and everything else that goes with it.
Well, I think for a guy like Farrell, he's been around the block. He knows what's expected of him. He knows how to be professional. So I think it'll be a seamless transition for him. And also for the team as well. You know, when you bring in a player like that mid-season, it gives the team a new voice, a breath of fresh air. So a player like this could be a game changer for a team like the Sharks, who, you know, struggled a bit through January, but now he's here, picked up 2 wins in a row. Tonight will be a big test to see if they can get over that hump and start building momentum as we head towards May.
Interesting thing about the Sharks on Friday night was the fact that they had a really good period 3 and 4, whereas that's been kind of the letdown in recent times. They haven't come out of the blocks really chasing and racing from third period to fourth period.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, Bob. I mean, that third quarter, there's always that first 4 minutes of that third quarter are extremely important for any team, but the Sharks just weren't finding their rhythm early in the early goings of those thirds. So playing a complete 40 minutes could be a game changer, and that's what they've done in the past 2 games.
No color clash today, very straightforward, all white and all blue. So that should be fairly clear and straightforward. And the Sharks will be the team in all blue. And sometimes they do wear their pink to Bristol, but today they've gone for the white attire. And they will be playing, as you look, from right to left. Bristol Flyers, a couple of places back off the Sharks, who will be looking to try and make a top 3 position if they can. Here's Joachim straight into the action when you marked your card on him. And there's an initial 3-pointer.
Well, proving why he was our one to watch in the pregame. Great shot from him. Lots of time and space to get that one off.
Ronnie Chapman to Prentice Nixon. Prentice, can he respond? No, he can't. It dribbles in and out, and that will be a Bristol rebound for Cameron Holden. Cam Holden's in pretty much a lot of the stats as well. He's got a great all-round game, and the Sharks will be very well aware of that. He can do it from 3-point range too. Is he going to? Yes, he is. Straight away, right on cue.
Well, Sharks giving him a lot of space to get that one off, challenging him to knock down the 3-point shot, but you can't let a guy like that get hot early.
Or indeed this man, Nick Kern Jr. It does eventually find its way back in. Mike Ocharobia will get the 2 for that.
Great job on the cleanup crew there from Big Mike.
Joseph Anderson for the Bristol Flyers. At the moment, they are running rings around Sheffield. They need to try and get back in to position. Joachim again hasn't got a look at the basket this time. The shot clock is down to 2. They need something, and they need it now, and they get it now as well. And that's the man, right, Dead-Eye Dick, 2 back-to-back threes.
Unbelievable start to the game for Joachim. High degree of difficulty on that one.
It wasn't as easy as the open shot, the open layup he got last time. Prentice Nixon. Sharks looking to come back from 9-2 here, and that one's going to dribble away. An early 7-point lead, but that will be trimmed by 2 more. I don't remember Mike Ocharobia scoring the first 2 baskets in any game.
Hey, he's still got it in him. Big Mike's got a lot of miles on him, but he's still got that strength underneath.
Interesting
as Nick Kern picks up the foul, but great job from Big Mike, just being that presence below the basket, picking up those offensive rebounds and putbacks.
So that'll be first foul of the game. And that'll be on Nick Kern Jr. Harrison puts it in. Here's Donald Brody. Also was doing pretty well on Friday night with 15. That's going to be off right. Prentice Nixon there with the rebound. Will start to accelerate. Will start to make his way. We'll look up and see if there's anybody in blue. There is. That's William Lee. Who's the Sharks card we marked for you a little bit earlier on. Prentice down to 7 on the shot clock. Crowd telling William Lee, you've got to get this one away, and that's well short. Shooting range not quite right for the Sharks right now. Joseph Anderson will have to try and go around Prentice Nixon. Not easy to do that. Cam Holden back out again to Anderson. Pretty nippy. Joachim not again, surely. Not this time. Not quite 3 in a row, but Cam Holden will recycle it again. And all the rebounds at this end are going the way of the men in white. That'll be 2 more, and that will be 2 for Zach Anderson.
Wow, they made him work for that one, but great spin move in the paint, using his size and physicality to finish that one off.
7-point lead for the second time in the game. Bristol controlling the early stages. Rodney Chapman the 3rd. Looks like he's back in the groove. This is ridiculous. First 3 shots from Mike Ocharobia have all gone home, and he's got all the 6 points so far.
Well, sometimes that's all you need, Bob. Just make that first one and the ball gets rolling.
Well, bit of a bump and barge. He's trying to stop. Did well, but he's going to get the foul given on him for being a bit too aggressive under the hoop.
Oh, those are 2 large human beings going at it down there. Brody not finishing through the physicality, but he'll go to the line.
Well, the team is not happy.
Yeah, Ocharobia picked up the foul there.
Yeah, he did, but not happy. He says basically something similar happened to the other end. It wasn't given. Now, Holden is down. Not quite sure what happened there, whether that was actually off the ball. I don't think it was in the action unless it happened off the ball, but was it the way he landed?
Yeah,
All right, Mike, so look at this.
Maybe we can get a look at a replay, but it doesn't look good. Here, Holden looks like he might have come down and twisted his ankle, it looks like.
He's not happy, but he walks off. He's very frustrated, but they couldn't really not do with him being out of the action, and it looks like he's going to be okay. Just stretching things. It's obviously difficult to tell at this stage, but he was down for quite a while, so that's why there was concern. But well, he wants to come back into the action, but he'll sit it out for a moment. As in comes Dirk Williams for the Sharks. Chance for Lee to go back up to 7 with Brody. Oh, no. Had a little wriggle, had a little shake and bake, but then came back out. And it's going to be Brody for his second free throw. That one, however, does find its intended target, so he's off the mark. And Bristol have a 6-point lead. Prentice Nixon will go to the basket. Here is Ali Hodzic for the first time at home in Sheffield colours. And Prentice Nixon is fouled on the way to the hoop. Foul will be on Darnell Brody.
Well, Prentice Nixon always does an incredible job at drawing fouls, putting pressure on defense right here. We can see great dribble handoff there and downhill into the outstretched arm. So nice pickup from him and a trip to the line.
First person is not called Mike Ocharobia, the score for the Sharks so far. That's taken 3:45. And 2 from 2 for Prentice. Pretty accurate. Doesn't miss too many from that range. Sharks just looking to get to a little bit of a groove, which they're not quite in yet. Zach Anson goes coast to coast. Is he going to put that away? He gets fouled in the axe shooting by William Lee. How many fouls is that now? It's 3 for the Sharks. 2 for the Sharks.
Zach Anderson here showing what he can do in the open court. Nice spin move here. And the pump fake gets William Lee up in the air. We know what a disruptor William Lee can be in a shot blocking threat. Got to stay on his feet though, stay down, or else you're going to pick up cheap fouls like that.
Anson for 2, and that's first of 2 put away for the Bristol number 4. Chance to get the lead back up again. Yep, he goes to 4, 2 from 2, as we saw for Prentice Nixon. A bit of ankle restrapping being done for Cam Holden on the Bristol bench. Ali Hodzic would love to get his first basket on home court, his new home court. And then there's call on the play. No basket, and sub's going to come in from...
it was a foul on Brody. I think it was a holding foul on Ali Hodzic as he rolled to the basket. And then, you know, there's another thing where Ali Hodzic didn't even have the ball in his hands, but he's still, you know, making good things happen. He's putting pressure on the defense, making them have to make tough decisions.
Looking to get the ball in play with Nixon. That'll be Sharks ball. Didn't quite get the delivery he was looking for there, Prentice. Was having to scurry a little bit to get the ball in his hands, but eventually did, as Rodney Glasgow Jr. is into the action for the Sharks. Ali Hodzic now to Nixon, who will play back out. Williams for 3, not this time, bobbling around like a bar of soap, and then 2 put back in by Mervyn James.
And a great job again from Farrell, keeping the ball alive. Mervyn James right into his hands, and a nice finish inside.
Anson. Looking for Anderson, who will put it over the top.
My Lord, how good is Zach Anderson getting downhill towards the basket?
6 points, personal for him. 6-point lead for Bristol. That's thrown away. And William Yoakum, we know what he can do. He's already shown us with 2 back-to-back threes. Anderson got round the D and gets fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Zach Anderson, it's his show right now. Doing a great job of finding his way to the basket. And whether it's a score or a foul, he is going to get there.
Foul on James. Sharks to 4 fouls as opposed to Bristol's 3. And that will send Anderson to the line again for 2 free throws. And the biggest lead of the game if they both go in. Takes it to 7. And biggest lead has been 7. It will be 8 if this goes in. And Bristol got off to a flyer, literally, on Friday night against Cheshire. They're doing likewise here against Sheffield, but they did fall away. They did also pick up quite a lot of fouls on Friday. 2 players on 4 fouls near the end, which is also a consideration to think about. But they're giving the ball away here are the Sharks. Some sloppy, messy plays. Anderson, now McCormack. Yes, first entry into the game for Owen McCormack is a 3, and now the lead is 11, and it's getting a bit serious from a Sharks point of view.
Well, it's always a good feeling when you come straight off the bench, pick and pop, nice 3-pointer from him. We know he can stretch the floor here, and it's just the timing and the patience. Had all the space in the world, big knockdown.
Well, they've contributed from all over the place, haven't they? Yoakum's got 6, Anson's got 8, Holden's got 3, McCormack's got 3, Brody's got 1, so quite a few already in the action points-wise.
Yeah, it's balanced scoring, and they have threats at pretty much all the levels across the board. You know, you got Zach Anderson attacking the rim, Yoakum, a couple 3-pointers, Holden, you know, from that 3-point range. So really balanced scoring. Big Michael Cherobia doing a great job on the cleanup crew for the Sharks. But Sharks got to find a little bit more offensive production across the board, forcing Atiba Lions into a timeout situation right here before the game gets out of hand. But Flyers off to the races here, 21 points, and we've still got well over 4 minutes left to play in this first quarter.
Too many giveaways for the Sharks so far. They've been trying to recycle the ball and managing somehow, some way to give it away, but they'll be very keen to eradicate that and erase that from the memory bank and get back into the kind of game that they were playing really well against Caledonia on Friday night. A bit lackluster in that first half as well, I thought, on Friday, but then they kick-started it, really overwhelmed Caledonia in the second half, and I'm sure that's what the Atiba Lions will be looking for in this one. Right, let's get into gear because you've shown you can do it.
Well, to me, it looked like the Sharks before Christmas, you know, when they went on that run. It looked like, you know, the team that they could be, that have the potential to be in that second half. So good sign of hopefully things to come from the Sharks.
See if they can do it. They're not putting those down. That's going to be a throwaway too, and Racino's not going to get to that.
Yeah, a little miscommunication on that pass right there. Sharks just got to start managing those unforced turnovers. We've seen 2 or 3 of those so far this game. Those possessions add up quickly when you're trying to cut back into a lead.
And they look pretty comfortable right now to Bristol. Anderson, Brown, and that's going to go off McCormack, and that will be a Sharks ball. Just keep an eye on Cam Holden. See what's happening with him at the end of the bench, but I think we'll see him back in action pretty soon on that. Rodney Chapman will have to go the long way around and does do that. Nice layup. Is he going to get the 2? No, he's not, and that's the ones that need to drop and didn't drop. Brown puts it back. They're looking very assured right now. They are looking really in gear, and that's double figures in the space of 6 minutes for Zach Anderson.
Unbelievable cut and great pass from McCormack into Anderson.
Now, at the other end, nice put away by Mervyn James. Had to work very hard. Really had to muscle and bustle his way in, and 2 more from Mervyn James. 13 points it was the lead, now 11 for Bristol. They're looking maybe to get 30 points or more in this first quarter. who's going to get that? That's going to be Shark's ball. I think Anderson thought it might be his, but it isn't.
Oh, and again, though, Braun wide open with the shots, a little bit late rotation. Bristol doing a great job of moving that ball around and finding the best shot possible.
Ronnie Chapman to Dirk Williams. Williams finds two men right in his face. It's not easy to get through from that. Mervyn James then back out for the long-range blast from Rodney Chapman, the third, but doesn't drop. And the lead stays at 11 for Bristol. Jameson really got a burst of speed there. McCormack's not going to get that. Well claimed by Dirk Williams, who's going to want something to happen very quickly from this. Rotino will get the rebound. Can he put it back in? No, he can't. First one didn't work, and he was trying to put it back in the second one, but ball was stolen away from him. Now Anderson. Look how busy he's been already. That's way off target this time. And I could tell you that we're going to see the introduction in just a moment. I'll just wait while we see what's happened with this one. Marcus Delpeche, former Shark, who got a little award today before the game started.
Well, he did. My former teammate, Marcus Delpeche, received his Sharks Heritage number as part of the Sharks and Hatters Heritage Project, celebrating the histories of both the clubs. And I'll tell you what, you couldn't find a nicer guy or a stronger guy. He is a monster in the weight room.
They needed that. They definitely needed that, did the Sharks. 3-point from Mervyn James. Nothing really has been dropping in recent times, but that may be the catalyst to get them going again. Jonathan Braun, Cormac. Good twist and turn. Can he keep the ball in play? He does. And then he tries to bounce it off Rodney Chapman, but can't. Sharks away. Now, Rodney Glasgow Jr. 4-3. Back-to-back threes. Gives the game a very different complexion.
Wow, good defense leading to great offense there. Unselfish play and great ball movement. And the Sharks chipping their way back into this one.
Delpeche gets robbed of the ball by Williams. He'll lay it up for two. And the Sharks are now rolling. And Bristol are not happy. The Bristol coach is saying, we're handing the advantage back here after we worked so hard.
Well, you got to love it from the Sharks. Just their defense creating the offense. Dirk Williams, incredible finger roll there. And all of a sudden, a 10, 11-point lead is back down to 4. And Bristol got to sit down and have a chat about this one. Coach Kapoulis will not be happy about the turnovers happening on one end, but then also not getting back to the paint, not protecting the basket, and letting the Sharks just get out on that open floor and get some momentum going.
So, you know, in case there is an upset here, over the Pennines in Manchester, Manchester are 6 points up on London with 3 minutes to go in the third. Long way to go yet, but obviously defeats for London with an acting coach as well, because their main coach is not in the action right now. I wonder whether that's having maybe an effect on their performance tonight. We'll see, but Manchester are up at the moment here. Bristol are up by 6. They were up by 13, so they've trimmed it back, and obviously 2 back-to-back threes have helped Sheffield get back to where they were. I thought Bristol were going to run away with this first quarter, but you know, Sharks have got back in there thanks to 7 points from Mervyn James, 6 from Ocho Robio we got right at the very beginning, and obviously that 3-pointer from Rodney Glasgow Jr. helps as well. But the big guns on not too many points right now, like Prentice Nixon. No points at all for Rodney Chapman yet, and Atiba Lions will be looking for them to come to town and start to burst into life pretty soon. 1:30 remaining in the first quarter. That's the Bristol Flyers attacking the basket to our left as you look on screen. Here's Evan Walsh. Back into the corner. Might have to come back around to Walsh. 9 seconds and up and under, and stolen away for a good drop from Cameron Christen. And Rodney Glasgow Jr. is with Jordan Rotino. Rodney Chapman III gets wrestled to the floor by Evan Walsh, and that will be a foul. And 2 to come.
Yeah, good take there from Rodney Chapman. Saw the baseline drive open up here. We can see good ball movement's great, and then good drive here. And Walsh just gets his cans caught in the cookie jar there. Chapman knocking down his first point of the night.
Yeah, been a bit quiet of late. They'll be hoping that he can contribute a little bit more. Just a game a couple of weeks ago, back in the action on Friday. But can he get 2 for 2 here? He can, which certainly helps the cause as the Sharks bring that lead down to 2 points.
Yeah, and I thought Rodney Chapman did a great job on Friday night. 15 points for him, but also helped control the tempo of the game, which is what he does best.
Evan Walsh, long way out. They've got to find a bit more advancement here because they're very, very deep. They find a man underneath. Great rejection initially by Mervyn James. Long ranger from Walsh. And then the rebound put back in by Owen McCormack, but it doesn't drop.
That was an absolute battle beneath the boards there. I think Sharks got lucky with that one to get the ball back on their side, but some big bodies out there just battling. McCormack, Delpesh, all putting pressure on Sharks defense.
Ronnie Chapman to Rotino. Hasn't scored yet, but scored that very important basket, as we know, a couple of weeks ago to pull that game around against Cheshire Phoenix. Chapman in the corner. Rotino thinking about the 3, go work his way inside, gets fouled, and they're on 5 team fouls now, so he'll go to the line.
Yeah, I was just about to say he wasn't shooting it, it was a pass, but he's going to head to the line anyways because they're in the bonus. But Rotino, so quick with that first step. He always does a good job of making a good decision on the wing. Either it's a catch and shoot situation or he can get downhill. When you get to that middle of the paint, you can make some good decisions.
Well, for a 13-point lead, I was about to say could be tied in a moment, but Rotino's missed the first, so it can't quite be. But yeah, Bristol were running away with it. 13 points up now. They are just 1 point up because Rotino puts his first free throw away of the night. 22-23 as we come to the last few seconds of the first quarter. Bristol will have possession. That will be with Jonathan Brown. Brown will go for no points, and then Delpesh puts it back. No, yes, eventually yes, right on the buzzer. And that will be 2 for Marcus Delpesh. And that will give them a 3-point lead going into the first interval.
Yeah, great job from Delpesh clearing that one out. And obviously Bristol Flyers get away with the lead in that first quarter, but Sharks, tremendous job after being down by 13 points. They found a way to get back into this game, and it was a team effort across the board. We saw some great moments from Michael Cherobia early on, Mervyn James. But we take a look at it here, and there's not much between these two teams right now. 8 field goals apiece. Flyers just hitting the 3 more of their 3-pointers. Sharks still trying to find some rhythm from behind the 3-point line. The rebound war relatively easy, even. And free throws even as well. So quite an even matchup so far. I think we've seen some good runs from both sides, but I think both sides will want to correct and amend some things going into this second quarter.
Yeah, it was a lot of 3-pointers early on, certainly from the man who we told you about, flagged up early in the game. William Yoakum just went bang, bang with 3s and kind of set the tone for the game.
They definitely did. Always the players to watch. They always show up. So Yoakum just showing how he can be a threat from multiple levels of the floor. Obviously, we know that he's an extremely high flyer, and you don't want to get beat with him down in the paint, but he has a great catch and shoot option, and then obviously shot clock was running down. He hit an extremely difficult shot from the corner, so why he was our one to watch tonight.
No return for Cam Holden yet. In case you didn't see it in the first quarter, he did go down with a bit of a problem, I think, either on the ankle or on the leg, but he's had a bit of strapping. We will, I'm sure, see him again. And William Lee, well, we did flag him up, and he hasn't actually scored yet. So your theory, your basis doesn't necessarily always work.
Bob, it's a 40-minute game, Bob. Lots of time. Yeah. Be patient.
Rodney Chapman to William Lee. Come on, get on the board. So I don't need to say that anymore. Dirk Williams. Here's Chapman down to 6. not much on for him. He's going to have to take it on himself here, and does, and the rebound will be, and is, Evan Walsh's. Cross court for Yoakum. They'll recycle it through Jonathan Braun. Braun went for the slam and didn't get it. Williams. Yes. Oh, yes. 3 from Williams, and we are tied at 25.
And again, great defense, creating great offense. A monster block on one end leads to a wide open three-pointer for Dirk Williams.
Looking for Yoakum outside, but not at the moment. He's going to have to go inside. He's gone from one side of the court to the other. That's going to be way over the top from Marcus Delpeche. And just over a minute into the second. Here's Rodney Chapman. Is he going to get this one? No, he's not. That's a bit too strong. And Evan Walsh. That will be Sharks' ball. He doesn't think so. But
yeah, it looked like it just bounced off the foot of Evan Walsh there. He's getting subbed off now, looking like he wished he had that one back. But we talked about earlier that a game like this could come down to extremely fine margins, and Sharks a few unforced turnovers early on. Bristol right there. These are all possessions that they're going to wish they had back at the end of the game if this gets close.
Sharks have not had the lead yet. Still haven't. It's always been Bristol in front by big margins or small margins, but Sharks have not had the noses in front as yet. They won't have a chance at the moment because Holden is back out there playing for Bristol. So it's not Bristol, it's Kristen. And that is Holden. There we go. I saw 1 out of 7. My eyes were deceiving me for a moment, but yeah, he's back out there, and that will be an exceeding of the 24-second shot clock, and will eventually be Sharks' ball, I think.
It's getting chippy down there underneath the basket.
That's an intentional, is it not? Not, according to the officials.
It was a hard foul. I think he did make an effort towards the basketball, but it definitely was a hard foul. And the crowd let us know in here about that one. But we can see it's just absolute chaos under the rim tonight. Sharks.
Why did the referee stop it, though? That's what I couldn't work out, because obviously the 24-second shot clock's gone. Should be a hand over to the Sharks, shouldn't it, at that point?
What, on this play right here?
Yeah, when it came off the rook, because the 24 seconds had expired.
But it did, yeah. I think it had hit the rim, no?
Put in, and that will be a Sharks lead for the first time in the game. 27-25.
And Rodney Chapman's actual first basket of the game. He hit a couple free throws earlier, but I think that's all he needs. He needs just 1 point to go in for him to get hot.
Holden. Put it back inside, but then the ricochet comes off Brody back into a Sharks hand. This pair of hands belongs to Nick Kern Jr. Now Rodney Chapman. Lee goes his shoulders down, gets fouled. That's another one on Brody, I think.
And the basket counts. William Lee showing him, I'm the big dog in this house. Great take from him. The dribble to the right hand, slow stepped, and he picked up the foul and finished it.
3 fouls for Donald Brody. Bit early for that.
Very early for that, and that will hurt the Bristol Flyers' interior presence. It can be a game changer when he's in the middle of the paint. So with him out, could open things up here for the Sharks.
William Lee makes a 3-point play, and Sharks have a 5-point advantage. Remember, they were trailing by 13 in that first quarter. It's a massive 18-point turnaround at the moment. We'll come back to Anderson. Anderson then gets going, goes all the way. Nice layup and a nice 2.
Wow, that was pretty. Incredible high degree of difficulty on that finish. Left-handed over one of the best shot blockers in the league.
I think Anderson's just got a technical there, has he?
Well, we'll see here, yep. Anderson. Good hesitation, great take to the basket. Thought he took a little bit more contact than it was. and a technical foul called.
Whoop, that's too short from Dirk Williams, so the added bonus point is not there, but that will be sideline possession for the Sharks now. And Coach Capils is having quite a long chat with the officials about that call, but technically it was. And the fouls, I'll talk about the fouls they picked up on Friday night. They picked up a lot. Their 2 players end up on 4, and they're starting to accumulate those fouls now.
Well, Coach Capoulas always recruits physicality. I think that's one thing about these Bristol Flyers teams over the years. He always has tough, physical style players.
At the other end, Joachim doesn't like it as much this time. Doesn't go for 3. That's going in eventually from Cam Holden, who is fired up, I can tell you. Absolutely fired up now.
You love to see the emotion out of Cam Holden. He willed that basket in off the offensive rebound over 3 or 4 different Sharks players.
Nick Jr. Rodney Chapman, he mentioned he's on 4 now. It's 1 basket from open play. Those 2 free throws. This is going to go in, is it? No, it's not quite. From Dirk Williams, has already drained 1 3. Lead is a 1. Joseph Anderson has been a live wire for them and puts another 2 away. That's 2 really good back-to-back baskets by him.
I love this guy's game. Mighty Mouse out there.
Certainly is, and very effective. And the equivalent Mighty Mouse at the other end, a bit bigger, of course, is Nick Kern Jr. Gets his first 2 of the game.
I mean, Nick Kern Jr. just makes it look effortless. What a finish by him.
Anderson again. Is he going to drive? He's going to go for 3. Oh, do you know what? He can't put a foot wrong right now.
Somebody is heating up. Unbelievable play there from Joe Anderson.
2-point lead for the Flyers. Foul is on William Joachim. So in comes Prentice Nixon as Rodney Chapman steps out. Sharks are 2 adrift. Bristol have 4 fouls though, as opposed to 0 for the Sharks. Nick Kern Jr. has to just delay his charge. His twist turns, and that would have been quite a basket had he got it. He didn't. And Bristol will have it again with the hot hands of Joseph Anderson right now. McCormack, Anderson, down to 10 on the shot clock. Steps back out thinking for the 3. There's a whistle on the play. And there will be foul on Prentice Nixon. End line ball for Anderson. Looks up to see where.
A couple replays here of Joe Anderson.
Excuse me.
Unbelievable job from Joe Anderson in the last couple plays. And Bob almost got involved in the play there. How's your jump shot, Bob? Get your hands up. Always be ready.
Hey, commentator down, I tell you. Hit the back of our monitor there. I think I was saved from death by about 3 inches.
Yeah, always be ready.
Anderson goes all the way again. He's looking brilliant. What a great game he's having.
Unbelievable job by Anderson. 8 points in this quarter so far.
4 points the advantage for Bristol right now. Is that going to be trimmed? Not quite. William Lee had everything but the finish on that. Had a good old wriggle in the hoop, but didn't come. Now, is he doing it again? Not quite. Every time he gets in range. And another foul is committed. That'll take the Sharks to the line, I think.
And you can see the look on Coach Capoulas' face. He's frustrated with that foul, but it's a foul that happens 90 feet away from the basket. And in a game like this, you know, fouls are starting to rack up, especially for the Bristol Flyers. So something they're going to have to be conscious of moving forward. Brody already on 3.
Yeah.
McCormack first foul, but all their bigs have committed a foul so far.
Yeah, the fouls are 5-1. So Sharks got a few to give, and Bristol have none at all. Every time there'll be an offensive foul, or a defensive foul, right? They're going to go to the line. So 1 more. Yeah, put away nice and comfortably by Dirk Williams. Goes to 7. Lead trimmed to 2. It's an intriguing game, this. not quite a one-man team at the moment, but this is the man who's making things happen, is Anderson. There's two Andersons, of course. Here comes the other one. That's off left. And here's Prentice Nixon. 4 minutes or just about left in this one. Williams, that's to take us to half-time, that is. Williams, 3. Yes, of course. Why not, sir?
Wow, Dirk Williams. Good drive, step back, elevation, three-pointer.
37-36. It's intriguing. They're not taking this man off. He's going to play every minute left in the game. Is Anderson. There's two Andersons combined for 2 more points. This time it's Zach who goes to 12.
Great decision-making there from the Bristol Flyers. Zach Anderson slips the screen. Nice little dish pass inside, easy finish.
This is turning into quite an enticing game, this, but there is a foul, which has been called on the Sharks. And the foul is on Jordan Rotino, so that means that possession will transfer into the hands of the men in white, and they are definitely keeping Joseph Anderson out there. There's no question about that. Why wouldn't you when he's got the hot hands? He's not only creating everything, he's finishing it off too. He's on 9. The other Anderson, Zach Anderson's on 12. The Andersons have contributed 21 of their points so far. Here he is again. And Prentice Nixon has the job of trying to stop him advancing if he can. Wasted a few seconds there. Into the corner for 3 from Cam Holden.
Yeah, Cam Holden's second 3 of the night. After sustaining that ankle injury, he's still out there fighting through the pain, knocking down threes. Great ball movement from Bristol.
4-point lead for the Flyers. William Lee puts it backside. Ali Hozic for his first home 2.
Great little pop shot there from Ali Hozic. And good decision making. Big to big pass, working in synergy.
2 meters and 8 is the answer. If you're wondering how tall he is.
I was wondering, Bob, actually, thank you.
Yes, if they are. I like to give you information sometimes. Often it's spurious, but on this occasion, obviously, I hit the button this time. That's good. Anderson, how many times have I mentioned him in this game so far? The reason is because he's been scoring a lot of points and setting things up for other people as well. Not quite this time. He is human after all. And Sharks will get possession because the last touch came off the Flyers. I do get the impression, you know, that he's not alone in this, but Andros Kapus plays every ball.
Anderson.
Every single ball.
Oh, he definitely does. I mean, he's really got it going here tonight early. That take to the rim with his left hand, the finish over William Lee, and then from there he just kept building on it. He's definitely been the hot hand here in the second quarter and the offensive force. But behind that, he draws so much energy, so now other things are opening up for the Flyers, and why there's been so many lead changes in this game, because it's just been a game of runs on both sides of the ball.
Kind of games we like on DAZN. Remember, there is another game. If this doesn't tickle your fancy, and why would it not? There's a game in progress at the moment, and it is 1 point in the last period between Manchester and London, 74-73 with 3 to go. And there's another game to come later on when we go to Cheshire for the 5:30 tip for that. But this one, only 2 points in it. Sheffield 39, Flyers 41. And after that incredible start by the Flyers where they were 13 points up, game's kind of just even out again. They did miss Cam Holden for a while with that injury, but he's back into the action again. And we're seeing a kind of new lineup, obviously for the Sharks with Ali Hozic in there. And he'll be alongside Dirk Williams and Prentice Nixon and Nick Kern Jr. Having a little discussion with Cam Holden there. But play back underway with Prentice Nixon. Here's Nick Kern Jr. Have that dramatic 2 points so far. We're looking for a few more of those, and that will be a foul. Doesn't agree. Ali Hozic, difficult man to mark up, and Owen McCormack couldn't.
Well, he definitely is. I remember from my playing days, I hated playing against Farrell because it was 40 minutes of physicality when you faced off against him. Great job from him getting the seal on McCormack early, and a little bit of a wrestle inside there. Earns the foul, he'll go to the line, and McCormack now on 2 fouls. So Sharks putting that pressure on this Bristol Flyers team because it could pay off down the stretch in terms of foul trouble.
First to 2, trims the lead to 1. And this will bring us back level again at 41 apiece if this drops for the new man. And it does. So 41-41. Remember, Flyers 5 fouls. Sharks just with 2, so they've got plenty to give here. No worries about taking the opponents to the free throw line, but Bristol has to be very careful. They're accumulating a few too many here. Players on 2 and 3 at this stage. We're not even halfway yet. Joachim, a bit quiet of late, hasn't had as much court time, but in the corner it goes. That's going to be short, and that will be a foul, I think. Just waiting for the call.
Holding foul on Ali Hodgic.
Yeah, on the 25, so that'll take the Sharks to 3 fouls, and will be end-line possession for the Bristol Flyers. Did you get it in? They do. Here is Joseph Anderson on 9 points. Anderson to, foul by Nick Kern Jr. and a technical for his reaction to it.
I mean, it was a great pump fake from Holden, getting defender off his balance there, but it looked like a good attempt at the ball. We'll have a quick look at a replay here to see if it was a foul. Probably caught a piece of his arm there, but I think the technical was called very quickly after that call. A little too quick for my liking. But Bristol heading to the line, taking advantage of it. Zach Anderson knocking down the free throw, and he's top scorer right now, 13 points personal.
Yeah, chance for him to edge Bristol back to a point ahead. And free throws have been pretty good from him until then. You can say it, I'm not going to say it. No, commentators, because he's got the technical to come as well, so he's got another one from the line.
I believe Zach Anderson's shot the technical already.
Okay. Holden gets the one. Yeah, we'll look at the replay. Sorry, my mind was on that. Prentice Nixon. So 43-41. Nixon. Gets a little bump from Marcus Delpesh.
Yeah, it's a frustrating one. If you're big like that, you want to put pressure on the ball. You want to hedge out, but there's fine lines to that. The impact you're going to have on the ball there is not worth the foul.
3 fouls for him, 3 fouls for Brody, 2 for McCormack. They get into foul trouble big time here. Prentice Nixon will put that one away. It's likely to be very, very tight at halftime. It's not going to be much of a lead for anybody. And this one will draw them back level again at 43 apiece.
Yeah, 11 of the Sharks' points make it 12 from free throws tonight. So almost 25% of their points tonight are coming from free throws.
Underlining the point we were making about the fouls earlier on. Anderson, they've stemmed his scoring for the time being, but maybe not for long. Little back. Oh, lovely. That was a little back flip behind the back from Anderson, and he goes to 11.
Wow, what a play from Anderson. Such a tough player to stay in front of, and got to switch out with the big, took advantage.
Chandler spreads it to Nixon. Not quite. Not quite this time. Cam Holden has it now. Anderson looks up for it. He had absolute, and he gets fouled in the act of shooting. They'll get another one. He'll go to the line for another and goes to 14 individual. What a performance, 14 points, and he has a chance to add here.
Unbelievable shot. I mean, he just caught and shot that. No hesitation. Takes the bump. We'll go to the line here. Quick replay here. Just one dribble. I'm shooting it. Dirk Williams tried to contest, fell into his cylinder. And Anderson with the 4-point play, and he's been the difference maker in this second quarter.
Two Andersons on 15 and 13 in the game. The big names who we expected not quite bring up the big numbers yet. Ali Hodzic, now Chapman is off left, but Lee might just get it. He does, puts it back into the aforementioned, and then gets stolen away from him. At the other end, go on, show us, Cam. Well, that was quite restrained, actually. I thought he was going to go for the big one, but he didn't. Just plopped in.
He's got the ankle injury, Bob.
True,
give him a break. Big finish from Holden, though. And Bristol just doing a great job in this last 2 minutes of this quarter to pull away with a bit of a lead.
And a steal by Joachim. Another two here. Oh, he should have gone for it himself, I think. That was an easy option.
Yeah, I agree. Not the finish they wanted, but they'll be happy with an 8-point lead heading into the half. Sharks dominating the end of the first and the most of the second, but Flyers just finding a way through the end of that second quarter, and all off the back of Joe Anderson.
Big concern, though, and we have highlighted it several times. Sorry if we're doing it again, but the Flyers do have some foul trouble here. That's going to surely impact the second half. 51-43 at halftime. What do you make of those stats?
Well, first thing that stands out is the rebounds. Obviously, Bristol doing a great job on the boards. We've seen how many battles have happened underneath the Sharks' rim. They are attacking that glass tremendously and knocking down a couple more three-pointers. Anything over 40% is pretty good from three. Not too much between these two teams, just Bristol finding a way to knock down a few more field goals and be a bit more consistent on the other end. If we take a quick look at turnovers, even 6 apiece, but a few of those turnovers leading to baskets down the other end for the Bristol Flyers. So a little bit of work to do to get back into this one for the Sharks, but relatively even game so far.
Right, news from Manchester is that London, as we kind of thought might be the case, they managed to turn it around, so no defeat this time for London Lions. They've beaten Manchester by 80. I think that might be a latest score, but it's very close to it anyway. 82-74 it is for Lions. They look like they're going to win that anyway. And we have a 5:30 tip between Cheshire and Surrey. We'll keep you up to date with that a little later on here. Well, been a lot of runs and a lot of changes, and from a 13-point lead for Bristol, they've now got a 8-point lead at the interval. It's 51-43. And this crowd have been very vociferous on a few calls that they've not agreed with, or calls that haven't been made. I'm sure they'll be equally vocal in the second half. But Sharks have a bit of work to do, a bit like they did on Friday night against Caledonia. Let's see whether they're going to show us what they showed us in Scotland on Friday night, or whether Bristol have other ideas, because it is Bristol who lead by 8 at the interval. So we're going to take a little break ourselves. Mike and myself are going to get some replenishment, and you can go and hear from some of the big names around the circuit in Super League basketball.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Welcome to Utilita Arena for the first major final of the Super League basketball season. History waiting to be written.
The first final of the season, and it couldn't get much better than this. We are underway here in Birmingham. Nice pass down court. Mullins catches it. What a finish as well through the contact. Rob has to heave it here. Can't get hold of the ball. Does get it away and banks it in. Hatters in full flow right now. Kick to the corner. Harrison for three. Got it and one. And the celebrations can begin.
Now we won the trophy.
The Sheffield Hatters are the Betty Cadona Trophy champions. It is the Lions era against the defending champions, the Newcastle Eagles. 40 minutes to decide who's the champion. Jack has long ahead of him. Fjell finds Cole long for the Jack. Zadamu open for three and he knocks it down. Brown tacks the rim and jams it in. He's hit it! Cole long for three! And the London Lions have the silverware in their hands. Your 2026 Super League Basketball Trophy champions, the London Lions.
What's going on, SLB fans? My name's Maud, and we're here at the AO Arena. This is going to be the home of the SLB Cup Final on March 22nd, 2026. Now, this is special because this is the first time the Super League Basketball Cup Finals will be held in Manchester. Now, if you're new to the city, don't worry, because I'm going to show you around the most iconic spots in town. You ready? Let's do it. This is Piccadilly Gardens, the heartbeat of Manchester. Always buzzing, always busy, and literally an arm's length away from the AO Arena. Next up, we have the Trafford Centre, one of the biggest shopping malls in the UK, with over 30 million visitors every year. So before the game, you would do a little shop and grab some gear, head over here. Welcome to the Etihad Stadium, home of the 8-time Premier League champions, Manchester City. City are one of the biggest clubs in the country, but there's another huge club just around the corner. Manchester United are the biggest and most successful club in the country, and this is where they play, Old Trafford, aka the Theatre of Dreams. And just like the AO Arena, this is where history is made. This is the Northern Quarter, the creative hub of Manchester. Street art, food and bars. Just like in basketball, this is where you'll find some style and flair. Next up, we're at Hume Park. This is where the real ballers come to Hume Park. So if you think you got game, pull up and let's see what you can do. So there you have it. That's Manchester in 60 seconds. Now I need you to bring all the energy. Super League Basketball Cup Finals, March 22nd, AO Arena. Let's do it.
Sheffield gave me a good opportunity to help me with my off-the-court life. You know, I was able to meet my beautiful wife, and you know, we've had a kid together. My son, who's named after me, Dirk Williams, and that's my guy right there. You know, he looks up to me. I try and be the best role model I can be for him. You know, I try to support my family the best I can. When I was overseas, sometimes it would be hard. You know, just being at home by myself. Not really too much to look for off the court, but now that I'm getting home, it feels good to be able to wake up in the morning, take my kids to school, you know, do that type of stuff, be able to come home to my wife and kids as well, especially for an entire season. You know, when I was overseas, they just come visit here and there, but it's a lot better mentally to be able to come home and just, you know, just feel a lot more comfortable and just have that home feeling. Very exciting, you know, obviously coming back to somewhere where I started my career. Very whole new different version of myself. You know, I was a lot younger at the time. You know, coming back to with a lot more experience and then playing in quite a few different countries, quite a few teams out here as well. and I've established myself in this city. You know, I've done all the personal accolades here and stuff like that. I just want to be able to come in and, you know, help the team win and try to win championships if we can, you know. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but we just have to, you know, face the adversity and, you know, take it one game at a time. I think if we can do that, I think we can be a very good team. You know, I was a lot more younger, a lot more immature. You know, now, you know, I know stuff. I know how the basketball league is in the UK as well. So, you know, it's going to be good to teach, especially our rookies, you know, what to expect with everything, and you know, just learning how to soak in that role of being a leader. You know, I've been trying to work on it in the past couple of years, so I think this year it'll definitely be in full effect. But I'm very excited about it. You know, Atiba is kind of holding me accountable, and you know, I'm going to try my best to do whatever I can as far as, you know, being that leader and trying to perfect that role for the team. It's been amazing to see their journey, and you know, especially from where they came from when I was here. You know, was playing in different gym, Palm Sport, DIS. So it's very cool to see that they have their own arena now. Even when I wasn't playing here, they weren't playing here. So it'll be fun to finally be able to play in the gym and play in front of a lot of fans that I haven't seen in years as well. Message for them is, you know, just be ready. I'm just going to do whatever I can to, you know, to excite the fans, and I think we're just going to have a lot of fun this year. I'm just going to try and take it one game at a time. I'm not going to be too cocky or anything like that. I just want to let the fans know, you know, this should be a fun season, not even only just for myself, but for the team as well.
If I could add or change something, like in the game.
These are tough questions, bro.
See, I don't think about those things. Hey, hold on. 4-point shot. I do a 4-point shot.
1 free throw for 2 points. I think it should be 6 fouls, because I hate when star players and the best players are on the bench and they don't get to perform for their team because they have, you know, 2 fouls in the first half. So I think for sure adding a 6th foul would be beneficial.
There's the rule in Spain where you can, if the ball goes out of bounds, you can just pick it up and play. Pick it up and throw it right back in.
I'd get rid of the 3 seconds in the paint and maybe get rid of the charge goal.
I changed the goaltending rule. I don't like how here you could hit the ball off the rim. I don't like that.
A bit biased for me. At a 4-point line, I'll just be strapping up all day, just half court trying to pull them. I love that. I'd love that. I hate the charge. Get the charge out.
I'd probably lower the rims. Lower the rims so you could just do crazy dunks.
Maybe we could, I would change the traveling call so we can get extra step.
Maybe, I mean, I'd add a foul is probably, for me, I get fouled out all the time, so that's probably.
I would want to be able to review calls.
You do a dunk that's like super fun or something, like through the legs or something, you get like a bonus point. I don't know how that would work, but something like that, like bonus points for special dunks or something.
Maybe a 20-second shot clock.
Super League basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Back at the Canon Medical Arena for the second half of the Sheffield Sharks against the Bristol Flyers. First 20 minutes has been very, very entertaining. 51-43 it is to the Sharks. One stage the Flyers did get off to a real fly. They were 13 points up. Sharks came right back, closed the door for a while, and then a little run at the end of that second quarter. has put Bristol in front, and it's been all about the Andersons for the Flyers.
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, for the Flyers, they stayed the course. They made it through that second quarter with all the different fouls called. A couple guys getting up 2-3 fouls, and Joe Anderson just sparking the way for them with his downhill play towards the basket, but also a couple three-pointers, that 4-point play. Joe Anderson has been flying for this Flyers team.
Johansson, obviously inspired by Milan and Cortina, has been downhill without the skis.
Hey now, Olympic references, I like it, Bob.
Now, are they going to score the first basket of this? No, they're not, because the Sharks will get the possession. End line for them as we get this game underway. Once again, the Canon Medical Arena. Sharks did not get to a very lively start in the first 10. They want to change all that around right now. Rodney Chapman III is setting this play up with about 9 seconds to go, and he'll go up and get 2 straight away.
And again, just Chapman making it look effortless there. His timing is incredible. Nice little floater off the glass, easy 2.
Now going to go backdoor here, and there will be a foul, I think, committed by William Lee. Just make sure as he puts the numbers up. Yeah, William Lee has his second foul of the game.
Oh, Zach Anderson picking up where he left off in that first half. He is such a smart player from the wing. He does a great job driving in, and great handles for his size. And a first free throw goes in for Zach.
14 points personal now for him. 14 to him, 15 to Johansson. And he'll go level with him. This goes in, and he does. 15 each for Zach and for Joe. And 53-45, an 8-point lead now for the Bristol Flyers. Sharks need to start to work their way back into this. Hozic obviously getting to know his new teammates. Finds Prentice Nixon. Is he thinking about the shot? No, he's going to go hang time for Nick Kern Jr.
Wow, you love to see it. Great pass on the back door from Ali Hodzic. And Nick Kern Jr. just showing us the athleticism. Big reverse dunk.
Darnell Brody's on 3 fouls. Got to be careful. So he gets more involvement. We've taken out of the game for that very reason in the first half. And Sharks will get this ball back. Here is Rodney Chapman III. We'll have Cam Holden right in his face, but he'll just distribute it. They're down to 12. Still plenty of time for Ali Hozic to not put that one away, and will be claimed by Zach Anderson, who is leading, well, joint leader of the scorers so far. It's a foul by Ali Hozic, which will be a second. 53-47. That's Sharks taking the early fouls. It was Bristol who did that in the second quarter. Here's Anderson. It's Johansson. So both on the floor at the same time here. Oh, nearly opened up the door, and did open up the door for Darnell Brody to get his first open layup and 2 to add to his free throw.
Yeah, big, strong finish inside from Brody.
Chapman again with the setup. Nixon will go all the way and place it in the basket for 2 more.
Nice finish inside. Nixon finding a way to split that defense. Wide open layup.
Zach Anderson. Look at the distribution this time with William Jochen, who got off to a flying start with 2 threes. Might be looking for another one here. No, he's going to drive instead and lay it up for no points, but they're going to get a recycle with Zach Anderson. Puts it onto the rim, and then that will be Nick Kern Jr. was trying to reclaim it and try and get possession, but all he managed to do is poke it behind for end-line possession for Cam Holden. Brody. Now Anderson. Joe Anderson this time says, look, can you give me an option here, or else I'm going to have to do all this by myself. Back out to Zach Anderson, and he makes it for 2 more.
Wow, the shot clock buzzer beater. Nice little midi from Zach Anderson.
Lead 8. It's 8 at halftime. It's 8 right now. Sharks chasing this way and that as an offensive foul against Ali Hozic. That's his 3rd.
Yeah, it's a tough call there for Ali Hozic. A little bit of a late call. Knocked the defender well off balance.
Now that's a worry because they're going to have to take him out of the action and place him another big man, quite as big in Mike Ocherobi. It's about 5 centimeters difference between the two of them. Holden. Brody just holds on to it for a sec and then back out maybe for Joachim. Near shot. Too strong and will be collected by Nick Kern Jr. The lead is 8. Sharks not showing too much at the moment. They're not showing much at the moment there either, as the rebound falls comfortably for Zach Anderson this time, who's going to try and go all the way to the basket. Puts it back to Cam Holden instead. Jonas Vanson's really logged a lot of court time tonight, hasn't he? He's Johnny on the spot. That one doesn't quite fall and will be collected. Second time asking by Mervyn James. And the scoring just stopping for a time being, certainly as far as the Sharks are concerned. Anyway, they've only got the 6 points so far, and that one's not going to find its way into the right area either. And Brody has it and gives it to Holden. There is Brody. Nearly halfway through this 3rd. Not been a basket fest so far, and that's a turnover. And they need a bit of urgency here. They all look at each other going, well, who's going to take this a bit further? Nick Kern Jr. is in the corner. We'll have to go right along the baseline, and does well to pick the spot.
Yeah, strong point there from Nick Kern, much needed. Sharks having a little bit more patience on the offensive end, and it pays off.
Hansen, 2 Andersons combining. Joachim taking the shot clock right down deep again. Another interception, really nicely done by Mervyn James, and he'll put this away. No, he won't. Might get the rebound. No, he won't. Anderson will, and they're away to the races, and that's nice. That's really nice from William Joachim. 2 more for him.
Yeah, beautiful finish there from Joachim, and Bristol just doing a good job passing the ball up the floor, finding the open look.
Again, a bit like early on, some of those attempts not falling for the Sharks when they got into rhythm. They started to, but at the moment, not quite happening. Good spin move as Nick Kern Jr. got a finish on this. He's got a foul instead. William Joachim took him down, and that will be 2 from the line.
Yeah, Nick Kern Jr., we know he's a wing player, but he's got that size and athleticism. He loves to post up smaller guards or small forwards on the block. And there, Joachim, just a little too hard of a push. So Kern Jr. will go to the line.
59-51. Kern's got 6 so far. Make that 7. And they were putting those free throws away with alacrity in the first half, and that was one of the reasons they got back into the game, is because the foul trouble from Bristol helped them to the free throw line, and more often than not, they were draining them. Nick Kern Jr. will take his total to 8, and trim that lead to 6 as that goes in, and indeed it does. And Rutino back in as Kern steps out, and we have 4:07 remaining in the 3rd. Has he actually come off? I can't remember him being off for quite some time. I'm sure he has been at some point, but he does seem to be involved in everything. Holden hasn't played much in the game because of that injury. Now McCormack, yes, from downtown, and there's 3 more for him.
Great shot from McCormack, his second 3 of the game.
Yeah. 2 threes is his accumulation so far. Williams on double figures. Rutino will have to go baseline, puts it back to Michael Torobia. Hook shot doesn't find the target. And Zach Hansen will put it into the path of Holden, who's got to go and does go and gets fouled, gets bumped on the way through by Rodney Chapman. That will be his first.
Yeah, and smart take there from Cam Holden. I think Bristol have been doing a phenomenal job in this third quarter in transition. They're making good decisions. They're putting pressure on defense where they need to. They're pulling it out where they need to. Now, a couple of turnovers have hurt them offensively, but in transition, they've been pushing the ball well. For the Sharks, they haven't been slowing the ball down when they needed to, and getting back to the paint has been an issue.
Nope, 2 free throws do not find their intended target. He would have gone to 13, he stays on 11. And the lead remains at 9 points until that.
Dirk Williams doing Dirk Williams things. He's doing a great job coming off the bench tonight, being that offensive spark.
Joe Anderson again to Zach. Joe, backdoor cut and a foul on Mervyn James? No.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, it was James, yeah.
Nice pass there from Joe Anderson, just finding a way. You know, if he's not looking at the basket, he's looking for his teammates. And a big backdoor cut from Holden opened it up to draw the foul.
Michael Torobia, just to confirm, was the foul there given against him. Well, Cam Holden's not finding these free throws very easy at all. I always find it amazing when players who can score 2 points from virtually everywhere have time to compose themselves on 1-pointers and have problems. He's going to be 0 for 4. No, he gets that one. And he goes to 12. The lead back up to 7. And the captain, Rodney Glasgow Jr., is calling the play on this one. Already used 10 seconds of the shot clock. Mervyn James. Crossover with Rutino, perhaps. Here's Michael Torobia. That's going to be an offensive foul. No, it's not.
No, big finish from Big Mike inside. McCormack trying to take the charge, but inside the charge circle. So refs waved it off.
Yeah, 2 will add. So he's added to his quick 6 he got in the first. Anderson, not this time. Rutino will get the palm down, which then goes on to Rodney Glasgow Jr. Rutino. Mervyn James. Torobia, crossover with Williams. Oh, yes, count them.
And Dirk Williams heating up here in the third quarter, pulls the Sharks within 2.
Jonathan Braun yet to get on the board. He has created a couple of opportunities and had a couple of chances himself, but so far, nothing in the credit column. Maybe now, puts it back out. Time running out, and that's going to be whose rebound? That's going to be a foul. Just waiting for confirmation on the foul. Foul is on Rutino.
Yeah, J-Rat late on the box out there. And a guy like Cam Holden, you've got to know where he is at all times. He loves to crash in from the wing. Sharks over the foul limit. Holden will head to the line for 2, and a bit of a flip-flop where foul trouble was all in the hands of Bristol Flyers in that second quarter, and now we're seeing the Sharks go down that same road.
Yeah, it was 5-1 the other way around, wasn't it, in period 2? And he's not doing terribly well on the free throws, is he, today? That could have put them another 5 points clear, but as it is, it's only 2. Glasgow Jr., long way around again. Big Mike's right in the middle, but they're going to use James instead. Ties the game. He goes to 9. All the 63s.
Shots on defense.
Anson. Joe Anson will Wait for the crossover. McCormack thought about the 3. Well, then just back into Mike. And the hook shot's good.
Wow, well, Big Mike made him work for it, but McCormack, nice little right hand hook shot to bring the lead back to the Flyers.
Yeah, only the 2 points though. They were at one stage 13 clear, and of course at halftime there were 8 points clear. Glasgow Junior take a lot of time off the shot clock here. James, no, Mike's in there, and that will be. The last tip came off. Oh, hello.
Foul.
Foul is going to be called. Michael Tarobia pushed Cam Holden there. And what's the referee's going to talk about? They're talking about that because it was a little bit physical after the play. He pushed Cam Holden, and there might well be. What's your take on this, Mike?
I didn't see it, to be honest. But they're having a little chat out there.
He definitely pushed him. Definitely pushed him. I think they saw it.
Take a quick look at the replay here. Marvin James missed the shot. Ocherobia in the mix there.
It's after this happened. No, it was after that. Yeah. Wasn't right there. It was just after the play. I think 3 on Ocherobia. I think he might get another one here, potentially, if the referees have seen what I think I saw.
I could hurt the Sharks there. Obviously, Michael Ocherobia, he'll be on 4 fouls now. Faro Alihodzic on 3 fouls.
They're looking for clarification on the Bristol bench as to what was given. Well, Steve is not at all happy. The two coach again, terribly animated. Everyone wants to know what's going on. He's on 4 now, I think. It's only 3 on the scoreboard, though. I think that's 4. I think this is where the confusion is emanating from. I think that's probably 4, but it's only flashing 3 on the scoreboard. So there's clarification going on.
4 just popped up 4 now.
Yep.
So Big Mike will have to go take a seat. William Lee in the mix. So a little bit of their smaller lineup, but certainly a lineup that can handle the pressure and speed up the tempo a little bit.
There's a man who hasn't scored yet. Hasn't had too many opportunities and does put that one away. Cameron Christen opens his account.
And he was a great pickup for the Bristol Flyers mid-season here. We saw some of the big performances he had when he was wearing a Cheshire Phoenix jersey, bringing his talents over to Bristol.
Okay. Referee just clarifying. Right, ref's talking to the Bristol coach, and Evan Walsh is being brought out. Oh, illegal substitution took place. Okay, yeah, so he has to come back out and Holden has to come back in. The substitution was illegal.
Mr. Walsh tried to sneak in there.
Got a big smile on his face. I think he knew so. Anyway, Cam Holden does add to his tally. Suddenly got his radar back in place for the free throws, and both those are dispatched. And the lead goes up to 6.
Well, he's had enough practice from the line tonight.
Right, so back to a 6-point ball game again. It gets close and then it opens up again. It tightens up, but it's Bristol in possession with Johansson. Nice cut inside, wow. Nice work, and that rolls, and is 2 more. And Christen gets his first open 2.
Phenomenal pump fake to get his defender in the air there. Nice step through and in the bucket.
Well, we're back to where we were at half-time. 8-point lead for Bristol. That will be a foul on Joe Anderson. And that's his first, so he's got a few to give. And so have Bristol. That's only their second of this quarter.
Yep, good patience there from Dirk Williams. Joe Anderson just a little bit too aggressive on the defense there. But like you said, they've got fouls to give here in this third quarter.
Sharks need points. They need him quickly just to bring it back to manageable numbers. Of course, they were a long way shy of Cheshire and came right back into it, so I'm not saying it's impossible. Or anything. Oh, that's a long three. Oh, I thought that might drop, and that will be the buzzer, which signifies the end of 30 minutes play here. And we are where we were. 8-point advantage at half-time for Bristol. 8-point advantage after 3 quarters. It's 71-63 in Bristol's favour.
Yeah, I mean, 20 points apiece for both teams. Relatively even quarter. It's just the previous 2 quarters have been the difference maker. But Bristol able to weather that storm. Sharks made a great run at it in the middle of that 3rd quarter here, but we see the damage that Joe Anderson has done so far in this game, and he's such a threat from all aspects of the floor. Great job splitting the defense, finding his way to the basket. Joe Anderson has been doing it from all aspects. 15 points for him to go along with 3 assists. Take a quick look at the game time stats right here. Obviously, Bristol Flyers have been winning that rebound war, and I think that's been a huge difference maker for them in this one tonight. Both teams getting to the free throw line quite consistently. A few free throws left out on the floor for Bristol that they'll want back. But Bristol's just had a few more looks, a few more chances at the basket to go in. I think foul trouble could be an issue down the stretch here. Both teams gonna have to manage minutes between some of their bigs. But great job from Dirk Williams coming off the bench. 16-point performance for him. Only player on the Sharks in double digits. Bristol Flyers doing a much better job spreading the scoring around, and obviously both Anderson players consistently doing damage from behind the arc, inside the arc, around the basket, and creating for their teammates.
My calculations are right. If Bristol win tonight, they will swap places with the Sharks in 3rd place.
They will indeed. It's so tight in that middle of the table, from the 2nd, but mostly the 3rd spot to the 7th spot. It is literally 1 or 2 games in hand for each team. So we could see a lot of fluctuations between those 5-6 teams in the next month or so. It could go any way.
Right, we've got 1 more quarter to come. 71-63, and I'm being told there might be a score discrepancy, but we'll correct that for you if indeed that is the case. As Sharks have 10 minutes to make sure that they don't lose on home court. It used to be quite a rarity. They've had a few too many in recent times. Routino, Mervyn James, shot clock down to 6. Williams. It's 1st time, 2nd time, 3rd time, gets there.
Great job from Mervyn James, sticking with the play. 2 offensive rebounds and a putback.
What the crowd here, mostly, of course, Sharks fans who want to see. There's a bit of a travelling contingent from Bristol, but most of the noise being generated by the home fans, as you might imagine. Now here's Evan Walsh going to go all the way and flip it up for 2.
Wow, what a take from Evan Walsh.
2 points for him. First 2 of the game as well. Dirk Williams. Good rotation from Sharks. Is there any end product? They have to go back outside now to Rodney Glasgow. 7 seconds and a throwaway because Mervyn James wasn't quite ready for that pass.
He had the look to William Lee. I thought that might have been the better angle on the pass, but a little bit of a miscommunication. And again, unforced turnovers in a game like this when you're trying to fight back. You can't let those happen.
Jonathan Brown, just a reminder, Ali Hozic is on 3. That's why he's not featuring in the game at the moment. Cormac, Holden, shaped to shoot, didn't. back out for the attempt. That's going to be another rebound taken by Holden, and he'll put it back in for another 2, and he goes to 16. And bear in mind, he missed most of that first quarter.
Well, his 5th offensive rebound of the game, and just a great play from him. Bristol Flyers coming into this timeout with all types of energy and a double-digit lead.
Yeah, they were 13 up early on. Sharks battled back, got back level, but Bristol are finding some fortitude, and they're not getting problems now with the personal fouls. They've been very well worked bench here by Kapoulis on the Bristol bench, and Sharks aren't finding a way to get back into this game. They did early on, say they were 13 down, got it back level. It was kind of nip and tuck for a while, but since they've had that 8-point lead, they've not looked like relinquishing it for a while.
No, I think Bristol has just found a way to keep putting runs together consistently, where Sharks, specifically in the half court, haven't had as much rhythm and synergy as we've seen in the past.
What do you do now if you're a team of Lions, though, Mike? In terms of Ali Hodzic, you brought him in for a reason. You need to use him.
Yeah, you definitely do. I mean, there's still 8 minutes to go. Ali Hodzic on 3 fouls. So you need to manage his minutes, but obviously it's the 4th quarter now. But we'll see a couple subs here, and Rodney Chapman, Nick Kern Jr. back into the game to add a different dynamic.
He has to risk him at some point, but not just yet. Prentice Nixon, by his standards, 6 points is fairly low. Nick Kern Jr. on 8 at this stage, and Nixon's going to make himself a bit of a pest, as he often does, down the right-hand side of the court, but they're working central right now with William Lee to Nick Kern, who will take it through, and he'll get a foul as he was going to the hoop. Let's go.
I mean, he's such a tough player to stay in front of defensively. Great take there, his athleticism, and the quickness that he gets downhill with. Good take. Coming out of a timeout, this is exactly what you want. Let's get to the line. Let's get the foul on them. Let's get an easy 2 points.
Foul on McCormack, takes him to 3. Junior not gonna find a way through this time for the first 2. The lead is 10. Let's start eating into that pretty soon. Getting it down to double digits, just single digits, if he can put this one away. And he doesn't. Claimed on the rebound by Cameron Christen, and Flyers can make their move forward again with Jonathan Braun. Brown's a good setter-upperer when it comes to these kind of situations. At the moment, Prentice Nixon's keeping him quiet. And he's put it back out to Walsh. 5 seconds to construct something here for even Walsh. And he's going to go baseline, hook shot, and that will count for 2.
Wow, what a play. The sweeping hook shot from Walsh, bringing some offensive power into this 4th quarter.
Sharks have no answer at the moment to all those kind of plays. If they're taking it down to the 24 seconds, they seem to be finding a way to get out of a hole. Nixon loses it to Walsh. 2-on-1, and you might go hanging. You've got to take the ball with you, though, because that doesn't count. Nick Kern Jr. back to the basket. Then Lee, that's too strong, and will be palmed back in the direction of Jonathan Braun. Those 50-50s at the moment are not falling in the way of the Sharks. Holden to Braun. Interception. Should be 2 more here from Lee, and is.
Much needed points for the Sharks coming from William Lee. He did a great job getting that deflection and getting out on the break.
Braun goes all. He's done it again. I think he thought it was an intentional. He was asking for a technical there, but he's not going to get it. I think he's more annoyed. That's 2 attempts he's had to slam, and he's missed both of them.
Well, good strong take. Didn't get the finish that he wanted here. We see He got a full head of steam coming from beyond the halfway mark, and no Sharks player there to slow him down, so taking advantage of that.
What's the call going to be? Is he going to get the technical? Yes. Intentional is given.
Intentional foul there.
So, I don't think that's going to please the Sharks bench, 1 iota. And that 10-point lead could be a little bit more in just a matter of seconds. In comes Faro Alihodzic, and they're going to need him to pull out a miracle or two here. That's another one to add to the tally. Jonathan Braun gets underway. So I think all the players who've been on the court tonight have now registered. He was the last one to do so. Lead is 11. And at the moment, all looking good from a Bristol point of view. He puts both of his free throws away, and they're going to get the extra one, of course. And they'll get sideline possession. Sorry, sideline possession now. So that is Braun about to put the ball in, and time is starting to evaporate. 6:37 remaining in the game. Sharks not with the answers they're looking for right now. Kristen for Bristol will go on a bit of a charge and will get fouled as well. And Dirk Williams is not happy with that. That'll be his second. And they'll go to the line for 2 more.
Yeah, frustrating one for Dirk there. He was looking for the jump ball call. Thought he had all ball, but I think on a drive like that, just it looks so physical. It forces the ref into a situation to try and call something.
Kristen then to the line. And 12 points could become 14 very shortly. That lead, that is. As he puts his first of 2 away. And the biggest lead of the game is about to come.
And, I mean, foul trouble, huge issue in this game. Bristol Flyers absolutely living on the free throw line this second half. Free throws could be a difference maker in this one.
Yeah, remember how many were missed by Cam Holder as well. They could be out of sight now. Chapman gets the foul on him. Foul is on Cam Holden. And he'll go to the line for 2. I think it was on Cam Holden. Just checking that. No, it's Walsh, actually, sorry. Evan Walsh is the foul recipient.
And again, plays into the Sharks' favor here. Good take, quick take, keep some time on the clock, stop the clock, and get some easy points. But the Sharks need to take advantage of these opportunities and knock down some free throws.
One for 2. Yep, 1 for 2 for Rodney Chapman, who goes to 7 points. If Flyers were to win, it'd be their first time ever at the Canon Medical Arena. And they're not too far away from it. 6 minutes potentially. No foul on that, although Holden wanted it. Sharks will retain possession with Dirk Williams. Looks good, is good for 3.
How quick is that release? Dirk Williams, you cannot leave him open for 1 second.
Still double-figure lead, though, for the Bristol Flyers. They need to be on a bit of a run here for the Sharks to prevent Jonathan Braun setting something up this time. Braun rolls for 2. It does find its way in. He's come to the party with a couple of free throws and a 2 in recent times. Chapman back out to Rotino. He's got that 1 free throw on the board, but that's all so far. Chapman launches it and gets the 3 and wanted the foul but didn't get it.
Unbelievable move into the step back 3 for Chapman.
9 points now, and that's going to be a foul. That's his 4th on Alihodzic.
Yeah, and just a little bit too aggressive on that play there. Didn't really need to pick up that foul. Still 5 minutes left in the game. Alihodzic is going to have to play.
No, they're bringing him back
he's not going to
up.
have to play anything because he's going to go sit back down. Big Michael Cherobia back into the game.
Who's contributed 8, in fact, contributed for the Sharks the first 6 points of the night. It's Mark Delpesh, who is on 3 himself, comes back into the action. After a slight lull, Johansson's also introduced again into the proceedings. Anderson got them on a string, isn't he, tonight? Kristen is going to try and find his way through, and that's the travel. So that will turn the ball over to the Sharks, but time is not in their favor. 4:53. Still plenty of time, obviously, in basketball terms, but they're going to need a couple of stoppages and a couple of turnovers here to get back into it. Chapman will go all the way and then will get rejected by Cam Holden.
Nice take from Chapman, but even better block from Cam Holden there, doing a good job of protecting the rim.
9 points, the advantage for Bristol. There you get that ball in, Rodney. Whew, only just. That's a foot out of bounds. That was a very, very sloppy play by the Sharks in every respect. And he'll be a pretty happy man right now. As his team picking up their first ever victory at the Canon Medical Arena, potentially. Not there yet, but getting ever closer. Johansson to Delpesh. They'll just eat the clock down, why not? It's in their favor. Walsh has 2 blue shirts in his way, and eventually it's a blue shirt who gets it. Ronnie Glasgow Jr. will have to rush. Throws it away to Rodney Chapman III, and all the hard work was done, but then the finish wasn't quite there. And at the moment, they're not quite on the same page.
Yeah, and it's tough. The 11th turnover of the night for the Sharks, but some of these turnovers coming at a crucial time in the game here. Now, you'd rather see a turnover like that where the ball goes out of bounds and it's stopped than leading to something down the other end. But still, it's all these little possessions that are going to add up down the stretch. And only 4 minutes left. You got to cut into a 9-point lead. It's a tough situation.
Anson, and of course that 24-second shot clock is their friend, and they might as well use as much of it as they can. Anson's taking it down to 7 now before he shoots, and that doesn't oblige. It's going to be a foul. The foul is on Rodney Glasgow Jr.
Yeah, it's a holding foul. It was off the ball. To be honest, I didn't get a great look at it, but the crowd not agreeing with it here at the Canon Medical Arena.
No, they make their voices well and truly heard if they don't like what they see, and they say they didn't like what they saw there. That's going to find, no, it's not going to find its way. That was going to be tipped in by Bristol there. Now Williams gets it. Oh, string, 22 points now.
Unbelievable shot. His 6th three-pointer of the night. His 2nd in this fourth quarter.
Back to 6. Still tight, still 3.5 minutes. Remember what happened last time against Cheshire with massive turnaround in just the last 90 seconds. Delpesh rolls it in for 2.
Wow, great find from Joe Anderson, finding the rolling Delpesh and able to finish through traffic.
Chapman thought about it. He'll think about it again as he goes to the hoop and gets bumped, and will go to the line for 2. He's hoping for a and 1, but the ball didn't quite oblige. And he'll go for 2 to trim that lead to 6.
Yeah, frustrated that the ball didn't go in, but smart play. Wasn't able to get the shot off. Quick give and go pass with Ocherobia, and then takes the contact. Crucial free throws right here for the Sharks.
Yeah, give you a throwback to what happened just a couple of weeks ago against Cheshire, but they've got to drop. That's the problem. You get the bonuses. They call it bonus for a reason. If you don't take them, then that could be the chasm between the two. I know we had a situation where Cam Holden didn't put away quite a few of his, but Sharks need to respond. He gets the 1, but 2 would have been so much better because the lead is still 7. And so we mentioned they're not going to take very quick attempts here. They're going to try and eat into this clock as best they can. Dirk Williams is banned beyond ice there for a moment. Now Rotino has got support for Williams if he needs it. He won't need it. He puts it in for 2, and here comes the timeout from Bristol. They'll want to have a little chat about stuff right now because there's just been a little, not a massive seed change, but there has been a little momentum shift towards the Sharks.
Well, good defensive effort here. You love to see it from good old trusty, reliable J-Rat, Jordan Rotino, making his defense turn into easy offense and pulling the Sharks within 5. So big last 2 minutes and 51 seconds here for the Sharks. If they can get a couple stops together and force some tough things at the basket, they'll find a way. Bristol got to take care of that ball, especially in the open court at the top of the key.
I remember a couple of weeks ago for the Cheshire Phoenix game, Sharks were further back than this with less time to go.
They definitely were, and we can see here on your screen 21 fast break points to Bristol's 12. So Sharks doing a good job when they can find transition opportunities at finishing them. But they're gonna have to get it done on defense here down the stretch if they want to come away with the win.
As the Flyers concerned, 17 for Zach Anderson, 16 for Cam Holden, 15 for Joe Anderson. The leading all scorers with 22 is Dirk Williams, but he might, certainly the way things are looking, be on the losing side tonight. And maybe there hasn't been as much support from the others in terms of numbers. Mervyn James got 11. Ronnie Chapman now in double figures as well, but maybe a couple of people not quite in the numbers they otherwise want to be. And obviously we got the foul trouble for Ali Hodzic, just kind of unsettled him a little bit. Anderson, 8 seconds. And that will be the ball off the leg of one of the Sharks players, so 6 seconds will remain on the shot clock.
You gotta love the defensive intensity from the Sharks coming out of that timeout right here. Nothing easy on that possession.
Fouls 4-3 now for the Sharks. Launched, who's gonna get the rebound? It's gonna be Sharks. And that's gonna be a 4th Bristol foul.
And I mean, that was inches away from Cam Holden getting another offensive rebound. Here we see the missed shot. He almost got it, but falls into the hands of Chapman. And big possession here for the Sharks.
In contrast, they can't afford to let that shot clock go down to 24. Bristol are very much aware of that. Chapman will get it to Williams. Williams will put it up for 2 more. 24 personal.
Unbelievable display from Dirk Williams. The drive, the floater, the finish.
Anderson looks up, looks at the options. Got Joachim, goes for the big one, and that will be, just quicker was Joachim. Joachim was so quick getting in there. He anticipated long before anybody else did.
Great job from Joachim getting in. Offensive rebound and a putback. Erases the work done by Dirk Williams on the previous play.
87-82. We're into nearly the last 90 seconds. Glasgow Junior. Here's Mike Ocherobi. He can't turn. He does turn, and he'll go to the line for 2, but he'll like the and 1, and he'd done all the hard work to get that 2 as well.
He did. He'll be frustrated he didn't make the and 1, but again, another chance here to try and cut it down to 5. But the seconds are running out quickly here at the Canon Medical Arena.
Right today, a win for London against Manchester. A big run for the London team right at the end of that game to turn it around. Ocherobia gets his 9th point. It's going to go to double digits if this one goes in. And the lead will be just 3. Now, has Mike got another one? No. No. Didn't quite drop it. Looked like it would. So suspended animation for a bit. Anson, that's Joe Anson with 1:20 now on the clock. defense. Big call from the home fans. Little drop and nice work. Finishing how he started, really. William Yoakum.
Oh my Lord. Yoakum taking flight.
Big Mike for 2 more.
Great finish from Big Mike inside. Good answer to that play.
4 points, 103. This possession is very, very important to the outcome of the game. Anderson, he'll take it down as low as he can, and he hasn't got too many other options. He's going to have to take it on himself, and then the follow-up is good from Owen McCormack, and timeout called by, in fact, it's going to be a substitution, not a timeout, for the Sharks. I thought it was going to be a timeout, but in comes William Lee. They've got to recover 6 points in 45 seconds. Not impossible, but pretty tough.
Very, very tough, but phenomenal play here from the Bristol Flyers on that last possession. Oh my Lord. Yoakum finishing above the rim, and then Joe Anderson making a great decision on the pass.
Needs something here quick. Chapman, no, went early on that three-point attempt, and Bristol was safe.
Foul.
Yeah, and he does. He does foul on Zach Anderson. That will take it to 5 fouls for the Sharks now. 5 for Bristol. Dirk Williams, 24 points, going to be on the losing side by the looks of things at this stage. 29.6 seconds. Zach Anderson, 17 points, been pretty good from the free throw line tonight. 1 here, certainly 2 here. You think the game is done? It may well be done with point number 18 from him, as that lead goes back up to 7. So 1 win and 1 defeat for both sides this weekend, it looks like being. Anderson with 29.6 seconds delivers another free throw, 19 points. And Sharks, I think it's beyond the pale now for them to retrieve this. They'll just want to try and get the ball back in and get a quick score and see what they can do in that time. Ronnie Glasgow Jr. so immediately double teamed on that. Now Ronnie Chapman did a quick kind of shuffle in and shuffle out. And 16.5 as another foul is committed, this time by Prentice Nixon. And they'll go back down the other end for free throws. And it looks pretty much like this one is going to be done and dusted immediately. No great comeback, no late response this time from the Sharks like it was against Cheshire a couple of weeks ago. And Zach Anderson will have a chance to not quite emulate Dirk Williams, and definitely won't now with that. Here's his chance to at least go into the 20s if this goes, and he will be the top scorer for the Bristol Flyers with 20. If this goes in, and it does. And there's a timeout, which has been called. So, 16.5, I think it's all academic now, but what do you get out of 16.5 when you know you're on the losing side?
Well, you got to, you know, possession back in the Sharks' hands, so you got to get down as quick as possible, get a good look at the basket, something on the move in motion. And a guy like Dirk Williams would be a great guy to find on the three-point line. You got to tip your hat to the Bristol Flyers here tonight. Consistency throughout the game has brought them the win. And pretty even here in the third and fourth quarter. 20 points apiece in the third, 22 points apiece, or sorry, 23 to 22 in the fourth for the Bristol Flyers. So not much between them, but it was all that work that the Flyers did in the first half that really got them there.
Yeah, at one stage it looked like they might get 30 points plus in that first quarter. Sharks managed to bring it back, managed to rein them in a bit, but at one stage I thought it was going to be quite a high-scoring first quarter from Bristol, and in the end it turned out to be 25. 25-22, became 51-43, and the 8-point differential was kept into the fourth quarter. At the moment it's 9, and Sharks might end up winning this quarter, but not winning the game. They need to get it in quick, and a quick shot. They need to get in quick because otherwise they'll be counted out. Prentice Nixon in the corner now for the attempt, which is not going to find its way into the hoop from William Lee. So Bristol with 8 seconds can say thanks. We'll take our time. We might get a shot away. We may not. We may just eat the clock down, which is exactly what they're going to do, and say thank you very much indeed. A very, very workmanlike performance by the Bristol Flyers. Joe Anderson with 15, 20 from Zach Anderson, and 16 from Cam Holden, who was out of the game for quite a while because of an injury. They've been the engine room today on a very, very professional Bristol Flyers performance.
Yeah, you got to tip your hat again. 5 Bristol Flyers players in double figures, contributions all across the board, and they were the hungry team tonight, attacking the glass ferociously. Great ball movement and synergy between the club, and that physical style of play that they have got them there.
Well, Dirk Williams will feel kind of aggrieved. He's contributed 24 points today and been on the losing side. And he's rebounding well, as he so often does, scoring the points he so often does. There was 11 for Rodney Chapman, and 11 from Evan James, and 11 from Mike Ocharobia as well. Contributions down the page, but in the end, they weren't able to pull it out, and the slightly new look Sheffield Sharks team, I think, was slightly hampered by the lack of their new player not being involved in the fourth.
Yeah, I think for some foul trouble kind of kept him out. Probably 2 of those fouls he didn't need to pick up with hard hedges and reaching in at the top of the key, but Sharks definitely have turned a corner over the last 2 weeks. Coming into this one, 2-game winning streak, but we'll have to go back to the drawing board here. Rome wasn't built in a day, and they've still got a lot of pieces to work with and a lot of games to play to get back into this one. I mean, again, not much between these 2 teams. Pretty even across the field goals. It's just Bristol made a couple more. The biggest thing standing out, though, that rebound war. Bristol, 41 to Sharks 29, 12 more rebounds, so creating 12 more opportunities for themselves.
Well, he's delighted because this is not an easy place to win. Many teams have come here and got frustrated, but for the first time, Coach Kapoulis can say, I've won at the Canon Medical Arena. A lot of Andersons in here. The only one who's not is Jerry Anderson from Thunderbirds, actually. So.
Yeah, I mean, what a game overall. We knew it was going to be an exciting one. Both these teams got some real high flyers, exciting players to watch. They both played great styles of basketball. Great dunk there from Nick Kern Jr. And it was just the consistency from the Flyers that got them there in the end. And I think off the back of Zach Anderson and Joe Anderson, between those 2, that scoring power really opened things up across the board for everybody. Joachim, huge finish down the stretch there, just showing what he can do above the rim.
Yeah, he set the zone, didn't he, early on with those 2 threes, and finished with 12. So we have results 2 out of 3 so far, with a 8-point win for London in Manchester, a 9-point win for Bristol in Sheffield, and ongoing, go and watch it live on DAZN now. It's the Cheshire Phoenix against the Surrey 89ers. That's all happening right there in Ellesmere Port, and no doubt Dan Routledge is there with the team for that. So that's the action. They're the Friday night games. We have an international break now, so we won't have any Super League basketball for next weekend, but we will be back on Wednesday, March the 4th. Lions against Manchester. Sharks go down the M1, M62 to Leicester Riders. Friday night games at Manchester and Newcastle. Then we're back here at the Canon Medical Arena on a Saturday. It's very rare that we do that, but it's a big head-to-head between the Sharks and London Lions. And Surrey play Leicester, and there's 2 games on Sunday in Bristol and Caledonia. Hope you've enjoyed the action. It's been a bit to and fro, and very entertaining, certainly, if you're a Bristol fan, and a good trip down the M4, the M5, and wherever else they want to go tonight as we go back to the West Country. From Mike and myself, Bob Ballard, have yourself a great week and a bit, and we'll see you in 13 days' time back at the Canon Medical Arena.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.